Like you, I really want to have setting myself up for success in 2025. And I wanted to see if this would inspire you to get yourself in a spot where you feel comfortable and confident in your planner. So I thought maybe a little quick walkthrough through my Bloom planner would help motivate you guys to use what you have and use your space wisely in your planner. So let's go ahead and get started. This is my Bloom 8.5 by 11. The cover is called Alcohol Inks, and it is a soft cover. And I traditionally last quarter, the last quarter from July, August, have used the Bloom Vision Planner. And while I loved the Vision Planner, I felt like I was doing two things. One is wasting space, and the other is not utilizing it the way I wanted to. I loved how I did all of my color coding for all of my cleaning and house tasks. So that is what I'm carrying over till this year, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is for reference. This was my Bloom planner, and I'll show you what I've done to modify this to make it work for me, and hopefully you'll figure that out for yourself as well. So we'll start by talking about the cover. This is just an old cover from Day Designer. It actually has a folio pocket, like one of the ones where you have like a notepad, and it was stitched down the side, and so I just unstitched this little section here and slid the back cover in. So I could use this actually for more folio, but it covers and it just perfectly and has a pen loop, and I don't really need to add any more bulk. I do have my Cocoa Daisy insert up here. This is my January insert. I do use this for brain dumps. I use it for few tasks, phone calls, things that I need to get done, reference things. So I'm constantly using this as well as this to make sure I'm planned and organized as much. And then I have just a little thing of sticky notes on the side. Just does fit paper, so I can stick like schedules and stuff in there, but I don't really have anything of that at this point. We do have the nameplate here for Bloom. I did cut it out on a vinyl. And as you'll see I work through the front part of my planner, I do have everything pretty much all typed out. I really wanted to refine some things and make sure that it works for me. So I printed it off onto sticker paper that I just got from Amazon, nothing fancy. My word of the year is rise. And I did want to make sure that this corresponds with my values. There's a page in here and a couple of pages that I'll show you where my values are and how this corresponds. So let's just take health and habits. I'm elevating physical and mental well-being through positive routines. So elevating, rise, striving for excellence, and me encouraging myself to uplift myself and others. So that's what my rise means. I do have a little bit of a reference sheet. This is printed out on cardstock. I literally set my Pomodoro timer. It's a timer that you just flip it and it works. It just turns itself on. So every 5 minutes, every morning and night, making sure I get all the things I need to done weekly and then monthly. So when I'm like, what do I need to do? I have a reference. I made my own tab from one of the Bloom stickers. This is my cleaning schedule, task schedule for the entire year. I do have weekly and monthly tasks, but these are just for reference. So if I'm planning for the week, I look back here to make sure I've got those done. I do use this bottom section. This is my yearly, and it's color coded by the quarter. Now this is the 2025 calendar that's in the front of the Bloom planner. Under here is what this looks like. It has the ready to grow and then the QR code, but I thought it was good real estate to go ahead and slap on sticker paper those things that I need to do during the year. Like make veterinary appointment. Well, we've made it this year. I've already had it, so I got it crossed off. And it does correspond with Q1. And I'll talk to you a little bit about my quarterly system. I don't like traditional quarters. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. my brain works because my kids are in school. This is quarter one. Summer is June, July, August for the kids. So that's quarter two. And then quarter three is fall through winter. That's how I set up my quarterly system. I do have non-school days, first days, last days, and then important vacation days or something I need to be aware of, also labeled here. My letter to myself, again, I typed it up and then signed it. Where are you and where are you going? I just put a positive and negative for each one of them. And then things I'm not going to do here on the bottom. This was way easier to write this in rather than pasting it on. So that's why I hand wrote it, even though it's not the best. At least it's done and I am sticking to it. Here's my values. I went over my values and picked a few that I wanted to make sure that my values are aligned with my word of the year and my mission statement. So it's all coming together. Let's say health, maintaining an active lifestyle through tennis, playing sports, and focusing on fitness. That's my value of health. Other people's health may look way different. You could put metrics in there if you wanted to, but that's more of like a goal thing for me. Like, so if I wanted to say, I want to play tennis 4 days a week, I'd put that in my goal section. More and less, and down here, let's just pick intentional time for myself. I want more of that. And then why do I want it? Well, this pretty much is a duh, but I manage a lot: family, work, tennis, and creativity. And scheduling downtime can recharge me. Scheduling downtime is the most difficult of all the things for me because I am such a multitasker, overdoer. So I want to make sure that I remember to step back a little bit. My joys, I love myself because, and I feel best when, we're all handwritten because it's easier to do that on that. This plan to bloom, I'll show that what that looks like. It is a great section, no doubt. I could have put my 5 goals of the years, things I'm looking forward to, try, books, improve upon, and grateful. But I just decided to use it as just goals. So I have 3 goals for each area that I want to focus on. So that's there. I finished my vision board and I wanted to make sure there was enough space to add some pictures or writing as I moved along. So I kind of made it towards the center. And if there are no more to add, it looks fine just the way it is. My ideal week is more exercise and recovery driven. I need to come up with a recovery plan for after workouts. Like, am I going to have protein shakes or am I going to be stretching? What's the plan? And so I need to write that out and figure that out. This is my scheduling template for just this January through May term. This will change completely. And I'm thankful that Bloom has these on their website as a freebie that you can download and print off. So what I'll do is either stick the next one on top of it or add it as a piece of paper. I can punch it. I haven't quite decided, but this will change for sure during the summer and then again in the fall. My monthly spending summary, this is just for my affiliate work, which is this for just monthly spending. So I just want to make sure that I'm here spending appropriately income expenses for just work here at Caro Designs. I did just buy this folio right at the beginning of January, and it was a great investment because I had this in between my chair in my car and the console, and I spilled coffee on it already. So I was already kind of like, I need to take better care of this. So I decided to buy this folio off eBay, and it was a really great decision. This is the monthly bill tracker section. Now, while I track all of my bills electronically on an Excel spreadsheet, I wanted this to be something I will be putting in those not quite so often things like car insurance and how much that costs, HOA payments, things that don't happen quite so often, so I can remember them as I'm doing all of my expenses. So I'll fill that in after we flip through. This is my habit tracking. I really want to focus on tennis over here because this is my main method of getting exercise and health in. So I'm going to pick a thing I need to work on for that month, like drop shots or service or like some other tennis thing I want to work on. And then and then fill it out as I move along. And then under here, the monthly tennis tasks, I want to talk about my ranking, what I started the month at, and how I ended for singles and doubles, and see if that changes and watch it grow throughout the year. So I'm excited about that. Random acts of kindness page looks completely the same as it was. I can add one in here, and I might after I do them. But right now, I think it's a great starting jumping off point to make sure I get that done. Each of the planners have a different set of pages. Now, while I could have done all of this in this planner, the reason I chose the 8.5 by 11 is because there are not a lot of pages in here. There's only 3 notes pages in here, which is fine. It just wasn't enough for me to want to be back in here for the start of the year. So what I've done is with the 13 pages, I have quite a few of the filled out. This is my quarterly page. So between January and President's Day, I'm going to work on these things. The storage area is March and April, and that's going to be these. So I can put my higher level plans from my goals here on my quarterly page. And then from here, I can come up with, all right, in January, here are my action steps. Like January is going to be closet, bathroom, linen, and master. And I put a little, what is that, calendar? These are the calendars I found in the front of some other planners I own. That's these. I just cut them out and pasted them in. And so now I have all my categories with the actionable items for January here. I did make myself some stencils that I am using here and in the weekly view because I really wanted to make quick circles and like weather. So I made those for myself. And then I have these calendar cards, which I might add that all of the months do already have a calendar that I pasted in, but these are just so darn cute, and they're all different pictures of things that happened in years past in that month. So that January has it, February, March, April, and then at the end of May, which is here, I have Q2, which is June through August, and that will be that quarter's action items that I can pull to make my goals for the rest of the year. And then at the end, on this last page, I have my Bloom Ambassador notes. Then this is the first week I was in here. Part of it was a little vacation, and then part of it was figuring out how I want to use the planner. And I think now that I'm almost 3 weeks into it, I have like a good idea how I want to use it. This is just like notes on what I did when I was on vacation. But how I'm going to use it is dividing this section each day into 3 parts. This front part will always be things I have to do, daily tasks specific to that day. This section over here is going to be like the same thing for each week. So right here, you can see that it's cleaning, and over here it's errands and then more cleaning. Well, I could have put all of this up here and make just like a cleaning task list within this space, but not for that specific day. Although Thursday is technically my cleaning day that I do a whole bunch of stuff on, it not necessarily needs to be there. So daily tasks, specific to category tasks, and then I have the things I'm working on with timed things, and then the weather. So that is how I'm going to set up the remainder of the year. This is the month of January. How I'm using it is not much different than how I used it back here. You can see like August or September. This one's kind of ugly. Let's use September. I have a color coding system with bathroom sheets, mopping, which is any floor related items. I just don't write floors, but whatever. Dust, and then specialty items like range hoods or cleaning the ovens, that sort of thing that I have done in here. So I keep track of, because I don't wash my kids' sheets, I kind of like prod them to. So Luke did his sheets on Sunday the 12th, but it's like, well, when was the last time you did your sheets? Or when was the last time I did my sheets? So this is just a record so I don't forget that I need to get the boys' bath or the master bath cleaned at an appropriate day. And you can see that Thursdays has been my cleaning day, but that will probably change moving forward too. I also have my Instagram posts here. I also have things I need to post on this little sticky note, and then I can kind of put things where I need them to be. And it's just for reference. And I have it color coded as well. And here are the tasks I need to do for January. And it's halfway through the month and I haven't gotten any of them done, but I'm planning to, I swear. It's just this big time lapse in the beginning with the no school that I feel like I'm a little bit behind still. Let's look at last week. This is when I started figuring out how to lay out this planner better. So it's daily tasks over here. And then I had sections. When I did this one, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So I've got Mark over here, I've got meal prep, and then I've got cleaning. I also have what we've eaten, the timed events, and then the weather. Everything fits great. Habit tracker is perfect. I love this week priorities thing. I've never really used that, but this was really helpful because I was like, oh, I need to do the vision board, or I need to do this. Veterinarian paperwork, reach out to like the kennels, that sort of thing. I am going to utilize these empty spaces a lot better this next coming week. So here's this week. I have all of my timed events. I do have, using my homemade stencil, I have the list. So I have daily task here, and this will be Mark's section, work schedule, and this will be like cleaning and then errands and then who knows over here. But that's basically how it's going to be laid out with what we're eating at top. I am going to make a week's priorities 6 instead of 3. I think that works for me better for a landing spot for I need a refrigerator filter. Well, it doesn't matter what day it is, but it's a priority item. Load to the thrift store. I could put that in the errand section, but like it's a priority. I gotta take the clothes to them. So what I've done also moving on within the planner is I've got these other events like no school or Daytona. And what I've done is gone through each week. So we have on February 14th, we have no school. So I have that made and done in the weekly view. So as soon as I'm ready to plan for the next week, I turn the page and voila, it's already labeled and I don't really have to say, oh, that's right. This is, we're gone or whatever. So I've done that through the entire planner for all of our spring breaks or vacations or no schools or whatever. And it's been very helpful. I even have Christmas all done. I feel so like it took a long time, but it's so worth it. I do have 2026 school calendar right here in the back. Nothing yet for important dates for 2026. So that's what I have left with the planner. I'm really happy about the way it's turned out. And I know it's going to be one of my most productive years yet. So just want to be more efficient and use my time and my resources and my money wisely in the next year. So thanks for stopping and watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the bottom. I'll get to them and get back to you and see if I can answer them. If you are interested, I've got a whole bunch of other videos for Bloom. I'll put that playlist in here as well. And I hope everyone has a joyous and happy and productive 2025. Bye.